Hello, I'm Angeline. I'm a life coach, yoga teacher, Reiki practitioner, and an energy healing enthusiast. It's International Mental Health Week, and I wanted to contribute and help raise awareness about mental health and share some useful information, tips to help improve our mental health. Mental health is a topic I hold close and dear to my heart, having struggled with depression twice, each time for quite a few painful years. I remember during my depression, I had completely shut everyone off, my friends, family. I didn't speak to anyone as far as I could. I didn't leave the house unless it was absolutely necessary to go to work. Um, Most of the time, I shut myself at home. Um, it was a miserable time. I found myself crying a lot, uh, sometimes uncontrollably or unexpectedly. I didn't take care of myself. Most days I didn't bathe. I didn't cook for myself. I didn't bake, which was an activity I used to enjoy. All I did was go to work. And even that, it consumed so much of my energy to pretend to be normal, to smile and talk to my colleagues and clients like a normal professional. It took out so much of my energy that I would come home completely exhausted and I would crash. I didn't talk about how I felt to anyone, at least as far as I could. And that was a time that I really had a lot of suffering and felt very miserable. In fact, it was so unbearable. I quit my former career of almost 20 years in private banking because I couldn't function like a normal person. I wanted to quit my life entirely, my career, my friends, my family, everything. And quite frankly, I didn't want to live. One day, I was so sick of it. I was so sick of the way I was living or not living. I thought to myself, I can't kill myself. God knows how difficult it is. But living like that was awful and miserable and simply impossible. I remember feeling so deeply empty and drained. I had nothing left inside. I felt like a zombie. So I decided, fine, I choose to live one day at a time, but I will live it on my terms. I'm going to recreate bit by bit a life worth living for me, a life that is aligned with my desires, what I really want, a life that is fulfilling and nourishing. So I decided from then on, and for the first time, I will consciously make choices that replenish me, nourish me, and everything else I will consciously not choose. Thank you very much. I choose the people I spend time with. I choose the activities that I participate in. I choose the food I put in my body. And of course, I choose the career that fulfills me. I want to feel alive and well. It's been 2 years since, and I'm grateful to say I have recovered from depression and have a fairly good state of mental health. Maintaining good mental health is now a very important priority in my life, and it basically dictates the choices that I make. That's how important it is. Over the last 2 years, I spent all my time, energy, and resources learning about, reading, studying, and practicing habits that nourish my well being. And that includes physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. During this time, I was privileged to receive life coaching on a regular basis. It helped me so much. I decided to spend thousands of dollars and enrolled myself into an ontological course. I learned about how our ontology, our body, emotions, and moods, as well as the words we speak to others and the thoughts that we keep to ourselves that we don't speak out loud, how all of this affects us and the results we want to create in our lives. Most importantly, I learned how, with this understanding and awareness, how we can redesign or change how we feel and the quality of our relationships. I also studied about yoga and became a certified yoga teacher. So before I did yoga teacher training, I thought yoga was about stretching and physical fitness and even the fancy poses. But what I learned that really impacted me was the values of the yogic way of being or way of life. Through mind body connection, I learned how to be in the present moment. I learned about self awareness, about how we treat others and ourselves, the quality of our thoughts, how our ego impacts our desires and negative feelings. I also learned about how yoga poses help open up our bodies and release stuck energy and emotions. Yoga also then led me to learn more deeply about meditation, the healing effects of grounding, and other forms of energy healing like Reiki. So, as I'm putting together this video, and I did spend a lot of time to put this together, I realized, wow, I've really learned so much useful information and practices that have become integral in the way I live today. And interestingly, they're all about the well being of the mind, body, and spirit. I thought maybe some of it might be useful for you too, or someone out there. I don't know. Of course, I fully disclaim I'm not a mental health expert, nor a professionally trained psychologist or therapist or a doctor of any sort. But I do have a lot of information that I now know is well known, researched, tried and tested practices that are actually effective and not difficult to do. And despite a lot of this information is widely available, they are still unfortunately not known to many. So here I am helping to spread the word. In the next few videos, I have attempted to put together a summary of the key things that I've learned, tried, and found effective for me personally, not just for my depression or overcoming depression, but also how to maintain good mental health. So feel free to pick and choose what you like and try out what works best for you. I encourage you to trust yourself that whatever you're drawn to, this is exactly what is perfect for you right this moment. I hope you will enjoy the videos I prepared for you. And until then, I wish you well.